Hi you guys. I know I don't look in the Christmas spirit, but I am in the Christmas spirit because as I'm filming this, it is November and I decided that I would do this video because I feel like my excitement for the holidays has gone downhill as I've gotten older, and this is my way of bringing it back up. As you can tell by the title, we are going to be reading some holiday romances, and if I can't find any, then some winter romances, because believe it or not, I have been looking and it's been very, very difficult to try to find like any holiday romances that are highly rated. All of them seem to be very poorly rated on Goodreads. I'm not sure why that is. If you have any recommendations, let me know down below. But I decided to do this video to prepare for Christmas because I'm not going to be doing like a lot of videos that are Christmas related. I don't celebrate the holiday, but I do love Christmas, and I love Christmas books and Christmas movies and Christmas songs. So this is my contribution. I love holiday romances. As cheesy as they are, I feel like they are very, very fun and a very just like a very easy genre to read because you could just, you know, it's like a movie you've watched in 40 different fonts, but it's very entertaining still. So with that being said, we are going to get started. Please continue watching. Christina Lauren. This is the one that I decided to start with, and honestly I have been reading for like not even an hour and I'm 104 pages in, which is a third of the way because this book is like 304 pages, so I have like 200 pages left exactly, and I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if it's because I just read Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren like not long ago that this book feels a little flat. This one came out in 2020, which is after Love in Other Words, which is crazy because Love in Other Words feels like such a full depth, like emotional, character driven story, and this one just feels kind of boring. It's about this girl who basically lives Groundhog Day around Christmas, and she doesn't know why that is, and I don't know why that is as the reader. I have like a hunch, which if I'm right, I'm just gonna be like, okay, like I've been new, you know, I kind of figured that out, that would happen in the beginning. The character is losing her mind because this is the third time that she goes back in time, and I don't know. It just feels a little empty. It's falling a little flat for me. I'm not gonna DNF it because I feel like I can get in pretty far if I read for a little bit more today, and then I'll probably be able to finish it tomorrow and then start on the second book tomorrow. This one is just, I'm flying through it. Like I said, I've only been reading for like an hour-ish and I'm 104 pages in. Typically I read like 80 pages per hour, but this one is like, it's so easy to just kind of like skim through the stuff that's already happened in like the other days. The main character is unlikable. The setting is unlikable. I don't know, like I'm not complaining about this book. Obviously I'm still reading it, so there's some sense of enjoyment in it. I just don't know that I would go out of my way to read it, you know? Like if I were looking for a Christmas recommendation, this would not be the one that I would recommend for people. I feel like there's better out there. I don't know actually if that is the true fact or not, because like I said, this is the first one that I'm reading in this video, so maybe my mind will change by the end of this video after I've read the other books that I want to read, but that will be very disappointing if this is the book that I like the most out of the 5 books that I have planned for this video. I just really don't like the main character. I really don't like this setting of the story. I don't like how the Groundhog Day started happening, and I don't like how it keeps repeating in different ways. I personally don't enjoy Groundhog Day plot, so maybe that's why. Also, the fact that I had no idea what this book was about before I picked it up. All I knew was that it was a holiday themed, Christmas themed book. I'm just gonna continue reading for a little bit more, and I'll probably get in a little bit further. It's pretty mediocre, to be honest, when it comes to Christina Lauren, and this is coming from a person who usually enjoys Christina Lauren's books. That's a disappointment, but it's not the worst book and it's not the best book. not know that this book would fly by as quickly as it did. I ended up finishing In the Holidays literally in one sitting. I think that that happened simply because of the fact that it was just really, really easy to read. The story just kind of moved. My grievances with it still stand. I don't really like the main character, to be honest, still, and it has a love triangle trope, and that's really not my favorite trope in the world. I really don't like reading a love triangle trope, but this was a very big part of the story, and I don't really like who she ended up with because I felt like that kind of defeated the entire purpose of the story. I don't know why they wrote it that way, Christina and Lauren. I don't know why they wrote it that way to where she ends up with the person that she ends up with, when it sort of felt like the entire story we were leading her, like the main character, to pick the other person, but then she ends up with the other person. So I'm not really understanding why. I'm giving this one 3 stars. It was really, really easy to read. I don't recommend it, to be honest. I wouldn't go out of my way to pick it up if I were you. I think there's probably better romances out there, wintry romances, Christmassy romances out there. This just felt very surface level, like we wanted a cutesy holiday romance, and so we wrote this book. And not to be a hater, because like I said, I love Christina Lauren. Love me some Christina Lauren. Okay, some of my favorite books have been by Christina Lauren. This one just fell a little flat for me, which is okay. Not the end of the world. We move. Day 1 is done. Book 1 is done. Started and finished Baggage Claim all on the same day. This is a story about a girl who is going back to visit her family in Aspen, Colorado, and she is very, very nervous, and she meets this guy on the flight, and they end up fake dating in front of her parents, and they fall in love along the process because her ex-boyfriend and her sister slept together, so it's kind of a revenge plot as well. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. This was really fun, really easy to read. I am giving this one 3.75 stars. I'm between 3.50 and 3.75 because I'm not really sure how much I really loved it. Like, it was okay. It would make a good movie, I think. It was really, really fun. I think the conflict was handled really, really well, and I think the story was told really, really well. It did have a couple of typos in it, which I'm not sure if this is like a self-published or like independently published book, but it was really, really fun, and I definitely do recommend it. I think it's very cute. If you're looking for a very Christmassy, very fun, like, holiday romance, then I think you would really enjoy this one. And yeah, it was just very, very easy to read. I've noticed with these reads for the like Christmassy novels, they're very easy to read, and they're very, like, you could finish them in one sitting if you really wanted to, because they're just like watching a Hallmark movie. And so yeah, definitely recommend it. Really enjoyed it. I think I would say that I enjoyed it a little bit more than In the Holidays, because the story was a little bit more like, it grabs your attention more, and it feels like it's a little bit more engaging, and I cared about the characters more. So really, really liked it. The next book I'm reading is Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey, I believe. Yep, Tessa Bailey. Very excited. I chose this one literally shamelessly because of the cover, because I think the cover is absolutely beautiful, and it's pink, and it looks like a shop window, and it's just gorgeous. I think the spine is pink as well, and it's really, really pretty. And I have no idea what this is about, but this is very short. This book is 248 pages, so literally less than 250 pages, and I think I will definitely be able to finish this one in a single sitting as well. So I'm very, very excited to pick this up and see what it has in store for me. I'm very, very excited. I hope this one is as fun as Baggage Claim, because if it is, then I'm going to absolutely fly through it. Update. I started and finished with Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey, and I am coming to the quick conclusion that I think Tessa Bailey is just not for me. I don't think she's an author for me, simply for the fact that the way that she writes her spice scenes is just not something that I enjoy reading. This one, I think somebody really described it very well in a Goodreads review. When I went to review it, I saw the review of it, and they said that it's basically like a really bad oh no, I'm gonna put the word here somewhere on the screen, but like it's just no plot. It's basically about this girl who is just coming out of jail or prison, something like that, and she is looking at this window display, and this guy comes up next to her and he's like, "Why are you laughing about it? And I need to know why you're laughing about it." And she ends up with a job of window dressing the department store that the guy owns, and he gives her a chance because he thinks that she's a genius and she's beautiful and she's the most amazing thing he's ever seen. It's very Insta-lusty, and if you know me at all and if you've watched any of my other videos, then you would know that Insta-love type of trope is just not for me. I really don't like reading about it, and I don't like when the characters do that, and I do tend to DNF a book real quick if it has the Insta-lust trope, but because this one was 250 pages, I was like, I might as well. And also I ran out of ideas because it seems to be that these holiday romances are just not for me. I really don't find myself loving any of them for some reason. I gave this one a 3-star, and I think this was a very generous 3-star because I feel like I could have given it a 2.5-star and it would have been like good enough for what it gave. It didn't give me anything. I really didn't feel the connection between the two characters. It just felt like they saw each other, he fell in love with her because of how beautiful she is, and suddenly they're moving in and they're sleeping together and all these things are happening, and it's like, what do you even have in common? What do you like about each other? You just met. So yeah, I don't really like it. I don't think I'm gonna really dive into the Tessa Bailey verse. I really tried. This is my second Tessa Bailey book, and both of them, the spicy scenes were just a little much for me, and I really didn't find myself enjoying them, and I just find myself skipping through them and trying to just get away from them as quickly as possible. It was all no plot. So 3 stars, and a very hesitant 3 stars at that. I started The Christmas Fix, and I didn't even get myself reading it because the minute that I started reading it, it's written in like third person, and I don't like reading a book or story from a third person narrator. Like, instead of the character saying it's she did this and she did that. And I flipped through it a little bit, and I came across this
spicy scene that I was just like, no, I really don't like that. So I decided to DNF this one as well. So that leaves us with one option. And hopefully that one option will save us. So far, I think the book that I like the most has been Baggage Claim, which is not something that I expected. I really expected to actually adore these books, but none of them are really hitting that spot for me. They're all falling flat for me. So I'm gonna end this video by reading my very first arc. If you saw the video that I posted, my weekend in my life vlog, you would have known that I got an arc of this book. This is called The Lodge, and it's by Kayla Olson, and this one is not on sale until the 7th of January of next year. I don't know if this is a Christmas thing, but it is set in like snowy, icy cabin, lodge, whatever. So I think by the cover and by the title of the book, I think this is giving me Christmassy, holiday, wintry vibes, and so I'm gonna give it a go. Hopefully I like it. Like I said, I really don't know anything about this one other than the fact that I want it in a giveaway on Goodreads, and it's an arc, and I really want to read it and review it before the year is up. So here we are. I'm gonna read it, and I'm gonna tell you my thoughts and opinions on it. I'm very excited, and this will be the finale for this video that has been very lackluster. Imagine if this ends up being my favorite that I read out of all these books. That would be so cool because it's my arc, and I own this copy. This is the only Christmas book that I own. So yeah, we'll see. I hope I love it. I'm going into it with an open mind. It cannot possibly be worse than these two. So I started with The Lodge today, and I'm actually like 90% of the way through. I have like 50 pages left of this book, and it's giving what I need to give. It's not very Christmassy. It's actually set in like the spring or the summer, but it takes place in a ski lodge place. And so I feel like the winter vibes are there, so I feel like I should be forgiven for reading this right now. It's basically about this girl who gets hired to write a tell-all biography memoir situation about a guy who was in a band who ended up like having one of their members like disappear, which is very weird to read right now because if you're a One Directioner or a Directioner from back in the good old days, then it feels very strange to read about a boy band. In the dedication of this book, the author does mention BTS and One Direction, so gained a lot of brownie points from me. I'm really enjoying it. It's really entertaining. It's about kind of like the mystery of where that person went from the band and why they disappeared and why there was so much controversy around the band and what happened when between these two band members who used to fight all the time. Think like Louis and Zayn in the beginning when Zayn first left the band and how they used to kind of like bicker back and forth in public, and there's like a video of the two members fighting and then the member goes missing, and the person who was fighting with that member is now writing a tell-all book with the ghostwriter, which is the main character of this book. And the mystery is trying to figure out where that person went, the band member that went missing or like that disappeared, I guess. And it's been really entertaining. I'm really enjoying my time with it. I think I don't really typically enjoy a mystery novel because I'm just not a mystery type of girl, but I am enjoying this one because the characters are so fun to read about, and it's just so much drama and so much like intrigue about where the story is going and what happened to that one person in the band. And also I feel like if you spend a lot of your life like fangirling after boy bands, then I think you would understand like how much the world loves the specific boy band in this book. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I do think my one gripe with it is that the love like the relationship in this book kind of felt a little rushed. I felt like it was kind of sort of almost insta-lusty, insta-lovey type of relationship, which is not my favorite trope, and it happens that I've read a lot of it in this video, so I think that's why I might be a little bit sick of it, but I also don't like it in the first place for me to be reading it like that. But I'm still really enjoying the book despite it being an insta-lusty, insta-lovey type of situation. And yeah, there's a lot of like miscommunication and a lot of secrets and a lot of like hiding things from, like a character hiding something from the other character and the love interest hiding something from the other love interest. And so it's just like a lot of secrecy and a lot of like intrigue and mystery and like just trying to figure out what happened surrounding the band and her writing the book and realizing things along the way. It's really, really entertaining, really interesting. Every time I thought I knew where the book was going, I definitely did not know where it was going, and I pride myself in being able to like clock a predictable book. This is definitely not that. So I'm very excited. I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna finish this, and then I will do the wrap up and give you my rating and my full thoughts on it, even though I just did that. Maybe the last few pages will change my mind. So I'll see you in a bit. For you, it'll be a bit. For me, I'm gonna go and finish this. I finished with The Lodge by Kayla Olson, and I think that I'm going to give this one a 3.75 stars. I really, really enjoyed it. It was a really fun story, and the way that if you're a band girl, if you like bands, if you like 5 Seconds of Summer, One Direction, BTS, ATEEZ, Stray Kids, if you grew up on stuff like that, if you are a stan, if you have lived a stan culture, and I think something about this book will tug on your heartstrings, because it definitely tugged on mine. Even though I don't like a good mystery novel, like I'm not a fan of mystery, I don't read that genre really ever really. And so reading this book, though it was a little bit of a mystery, I still really enjoyed it, just because of the fact that it made me miss my fangirl days when I had like a fangirl Twitter and Tumblr, and like would stay up to find like a Twitcam live of One Direction. And yeah, just reading it after everything that happened with Liam Payne is so strange and so heartwarming at the same time. I really, really enjoyed it. This is definitely one of my favorite reads. Now that we are finished, this is the end of this video. I think my favorites of this video will probably be The Lodge and also Baggage Claim, because I also really, really enjoyed Baggage Claim. Thinking back on it now, like that book was really, really fun, and probably the best romance out of all the other romances that I read, but mostly all of them had the typical like love at first sight, insta lust, insta love type of relationship, which are not my favorites. So I don't know how I feel about this video. I don't know that I really think it a success, because the books that I read were pretty much lackluster, very much mediocre. But like I said, we ended with a good one, because I really, really wanted and needed to be back in my fangirl roots, and so that gave me everything that it needed to give. Thank God for that. And if you have any recommendations of any holiday romances that you absolutely adore that you would like me to read, then let me know down below, and I will add them to my TBR, because I definitely need some. If I do this video again next year, if I still have this channel by next year, then I definitely need some recommendations. And also, I love a good holiday romance, and I love Christmas. So if you have any, let me know down below. Let me know if you've read any of these books, what your opinions are on them. Let me know if you're excited for The Lodge to be released in January. I am very, very much excited. And with that being said, that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you have the very best day. Treat yourself to something nice, and I'll see you guys again next week with another video. Goodbye.